Hey guys, welcome to Game Nation 4K. I am your host today, and in this video we will talk about the history and evolution of the famous game Stronghold. Stronghold is a historical real-time strategy video game developed by Firefly Studios and published in 2001 for Microsoft Windows and Mac OS X. The game focuses primarily on conquest and expansions through military pursuits, but also has prominent economic and infrastructure development elements. There is both an economic and a military campaign to be played, and both are discussed in the game manual. In the English versions, the game takes place in medieval Britain around the year 1066. However, since there is not always a time limit, scenarios can continue hundreds of years beyond that date. Stronghold contains several modes of gameplay, with both combat and economic missions. The main game mode is the military campaign, which is based upon a map of England and Wales. The combat in Stronghold is based on a strength and hit point system. Stronghold Crusader is the successor to Firefly Studios' 2001 Stronghold. Crusader has much in common with the original Stronghold, but differs from its predecessor in the fact that the game is no longer set in England, instead being set in the Middle East during the Crusades. Unlike the original Stronghold, however, there are 4 separate linear campaigns. The game does take history into effect. Saladin and Richard I of the England are present as the game's AI characters for the game for the player to side with or against. In addition, the player is allowed to play either as an Arabic lord or as their European king, with little difference between the two options, except which units the player begins with. As a consequence, farms can only be built on oasis grass, which leads to rivalry among players for limited farmland and resources. Stronghold 2, the direct sequel to the first game and the third overall game in the series. Stronghold 2 was released in April 2005. The game engine was enhanced to provide fully 3D graphics. Other changes include new military and peace campaigns and the additions of crime and punishment. It also included many new characters and changed the types of walls and towers that can be added to a castle. However, the series' unique real-time map editor was replaced with a still live one.
Our tools are ready.
Stronghold Legends. The fourth game in the series, Stronghold Legends, contains 24 missions spanning 3 different campaigns: King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, Count Vlad Dracul, and Siegfried of Germany. This sequel contains a new feature that allows the player to control human and mythical armies. Creatures like dragons and witches can be created in Stronghold Legends. The graphics were considerably improved and new music tracks had been added. More units were available, features like crime were removed entirely.
We come in peace. They're dead! Smash them to bits!
Stronghold Crusader Extreme. The fifth game, Stronghold Crusader Extreme, is largely the same as Stronghold Crusader, but with an expanded unit cap, allowing thousands of units to be on screen at once. It also includes an updated version of the original Stronghold Crusader game with new AI and maps.
الحصان سريع. سموكم سنترك حالا. أؤمرنا. كما ترغب. ما هو رهانك؟
Stronghold 3, released in 2011. Unlike the previous games in the series, the game was published by South Peak Games, publisher of Stronghold Crusader Extreme. Buildings in Stronghold 3 are more dynamic than before, with the housing capacity and appearance of hovels changing the further they are built from the player's keep. Castle constructions is no longer confined to a grid-based system. The game engine utilizes Havoc physics, which influences the effectiveness of burning lock traps and causes buildings and castle walls to crumble realistically. A new fog of war mechanic was introduced for nighttime gameplay. In addition, the game engine features a new weather systems and advanced lighting.
Keep together, men!
Stronghold Kingdoms is the first massively multiplayer online real-time strategy game with a medieval castle building theme in the Stronghold series. In this free-to-play game, players can anticipate a world filled with elements from the first game of the series. Stronghold Crusader 2. Released in 2014, a direct sequel to their 2002 title Stronghold Crusader. The game is the first of the Crusader series to feature a 3D graphics engine while adding new features such as new units like the Cruel Slave Driver, new beefed up AI opponents. A brand new features of the series is co-op multiplayer, in which two players take control of a single castle to share units and resources while fighting against common enemies. Crusader 2 features both a Crusader and Arabic historical single-player campaign at launch. The game is mainly based around skirmish gameplay, similar to the original Stronghold Crusader title. Stronghold Warlords 2021, developed and published by Firefly Studios. Unlike the previous entries of the Stronghold series, which were focused on Europe during the Middle Ages, Stronghold Warlords is set in East Asia with campaigns based on historical events of China, Vietnam, and Japan. One of the key differences in gameplay compared to the previous games is the introductions of Warlords, 8 neutral AI-controlled lords who each have different benefits available after subjugations by either military force or diplomacy. After coming under the player, the Warlords can provide shipments of resources, provide forces, attack an enemy lord on command, or rank up by expending diplomacy points. This is also the first game in the series to have introduced gunpowder. Stronghold Warlords Ultimate Edition, combining the latest versions of the game, 10 post-release updates, 4 DLCs, and all special editions content. Warlords Ultimate Editions is the complete package for Stronghold players looking for the most missions, maps, and medieval goodness, packaging the base game with every DLC and free update released as part of Warlords post-launch roadmap. The Ultimate Editions has it all. Enjoy a whopping 9 historical campaigns, 20 Warlords, 8 AI opponents, 28 skirmish maps, 18 units, 10 siege weapons, and 45 extra missions set across 3 skirmish trails. This is in addition to other free updates added since launch, such as extreme difficulty mode, custom AI invasions in free build, increased troop limits, and more. So guys, that's all we have for today. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notification icon so you get notified every time we post a new video for you.